From dropping over $40,000 on an all-diamond grill to copping $1 million supercars, these are how NBA players spent their first million.
Bang! That one goes down!
And we have to start with LaMelo Ball, because the second he signed his rookie contract worth $35 million, he rewarded himself with a custom diamond grill worth over $40K. He bought this 14-karat white gold grill before he played one game in the NBA, and the jeweler who made it said it was the most amount of diamonds he's ever put on a grill. But dropping $40K on some grills is nothing compared to his car collection. Melo copped the Lamborghini Urus for $400,000, and he got it customized from top to bottom in a neon yellow wrap with a wide body, rooftop spoiler, and neon yellow accents to go perfect with the black wheels. But the best part of the car is the matching fit he got to go with it. Now that's not the only car Melo has. He's also got a Ferrari F8 Tribito worth over $350K. Wrapped in all red and black, it has 710 horsepower, and this beast has a top speed of 211 miles per hour. And of course, he had to get the fit to match. But two cars wasn't quite enough for LaMelo, because he also had to grab a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, fully blacked out, including the windows and taillights, along with some red accents and a red leather interior. Now Melo's not the only player who spent his first check on some diamond grills, because in Ja Morant's rookie season, he had to cop himself his own custom diamond grill. Made out of 14-karat white diamonds, this piece cost him over $30K. But after he signed his rookie deal, he couldn't forget about his parents, surprising his mom with the brand new Audi A8, which goes for over $80,000. And he couldn't forget about his dad, who got a Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat that cost him over $90,000. But after making sure his parents were taken care of, he had to treat himself, buying not one, but two different Rolls Royces, the Rolls Royce Dawn and the Rolls Royce Cullinan, combined to cost him over $800,000. Another player who splurged with his first million is Tyler Hero. While walking around in New York, he spotted a Gucci purse that he thought would be perfect for his mom, so he had to buy it for $5K. But that isn't the only thing he bought her. He also gifted her a Porsche for $80,000. And he didn't forget about his dad either. He bought him a GMC truck for $40,000. But after that, he went with something a little more expensive for himself. He bought an S-Class S63 AMG Mercedes from Kentucky and had it shipped all the way to Miami. The total bill cost him $200,000. And you can't forget that he paid an extra $300 to make sure the windows got tinted. But one car wasn't enough for Tyler Hero, because he also bought a fully decked out Jeep Wrangler for $60,000. Luckily, the Jeep already came with tinted windows. But Tyler Hero is known for his pre-game fits, because with his first paycheck, he spent over $85,000 on clothes. And you can't forget about the accessories. He spent over $1,000 on some shades. And to top it all off, he also spent $30,000 on a custom chain. He had to make sure he was iced out. But Ja and Tyler aren't the only players to spend their first million on cars and jewelry. Not only did Shaq buy 3 Mercedes-Benz, he bought them all within 30 minutes. When he got his first check, he went straight to the Mercedes dealership to get a black-on-black Benz. According to Shaq, having a black-on-black Benz in the hood means you've made it. Shaq even admitted when he was younger, he had no negotiation skills, so whatever the price tag was, he paid for it. The first Benz cost him $150K, and when he got home, his dad said, "That's nice, where's mine at?" Shaq said, "You're right," and went back to the dealership to get his dad one. He got the same exact car for his dad, costing him another $150K. But when he got home, his mom was a little jealous, so he went back and got the smaller version Mercedes for her. After dropping over $400K on cars, he went on to spend the rest of his money. He had to make sure his outfits always looked good, buying rings, bracelets, diamond earrings, and a necklace. And after spending his first million in one day, he got a call from his bank manager. He wanted to make sure he wasn't another athlete that went broke. But nowadays, Shaq isn't worried about going broke. And another player who loves clothing and jewelry is Jaren Jackson Jr. After investing $200,000 of his first million, he went ahead and splurged on $150,000 worth in jewelry. He bought a gold Rolex, which was $50,000 by itself, and of course, had to get some chains and earrings. But clothing means the world to Jackson Jr., which is why he spent $300,000 on clothing and a personal stylist. Being an NBA player, he was always on the move and still wanted to look fresh. He doesn't have time to go shopping for his own clothes, so his stylist helps him keep his fits clean. Besides, it's tough to find luxury clothing that fits a 7-foot-tall giant. Jaren also loves making music, and he wanted to be able to record in the comfort of his own home, so he dropped $50,000 on his own personal music studio. He swears the music he makes with his friends is good, but we'll just have to hear him to believe it. To go along with his music studio, he had to get himself a tricked out new whip, so he bought himself a $100,000 Range Rover. It's decked out in all black, red brakes, black wheels, and black tinted windows. The interior is peanut butter brown, and he calls his car PBR. But not all players spend millions on cars with their first NBA purchase. When LeBronJames was drafted #1 overall, he signed a 3-year, $12.96 million deal. Plus, before playing in his first NBA game, Nike would sign the 18-year-old to a 7-year, $90 million contract. And instead of going to the car dealership to drop $1 million in one day, he went directly to the bank to cash his check. He took out $2,000 and took his closest friends to the amusement park. $2,000 isn't a lot to LeBron, but spending that much money in one day at the amusement park, he must have bought like 1,000 hot dogs. But nowadays, LeBron is dropping $1.4 million on the rare Porsche 918 Spyder. But back when he was a senior in high school, his first car was the Hummer H2. LeBron isn't the only athlete to make more low-key purchases with his first million. Klay Thompson didn't splurge when he got his first NBA check. He spent his first check on a pool table. And he still has the pool table. But Klay had to make sure he spent a little bit of his money, so he bought a ton of clothing, making sure he had a closet full of clothes. But he admits he only wears about 5% of his closet. It makes you wonder how much designer clothing is in Klay's closet, or if it's more captain outfits for his boating adventures. Damian Lillard, on the other hand, went all in on a new ride once he got his first million. After spending 4 years at Weber State and before signing his rookie deal, Lillard was driving a Pontiac Grand Prix worth around $1,500 and a PlayStation 2, or at least that's what he paid for it. Before he suited up for Rip City, Lillard took a trip back home and went straight to the Porsche dealership. He walked away with a charcoal gray Porsche Cabriolet, and his new ride would cost him $100,000. Maybe that's why they call him Dame Dollar. But Marcus Smart didn't spend his money on himself at all. He used his rookie contract money to buy his mom a house. The house is located in Dallas, which cost Smart $240,000. She even picked it out herself. Smart said she picked out an awesome place. It's incredible. I love it. So she did a good job. It was crazy. I just felt so proud. It's probably one of the biggest accomplishments as a young man, is to give your mom what she always wanted. When Marcus was a kid, he promised his mom when he made the NBA, he would buy her a house. And he was good on his promise. But when Zion Williamson was given his first million, he decided to give it back to his community. During the COVID-19 outbreak, many arena workers couldn't work since the NBA wasn't allowing any fans to watch games. The employees' families were left with no money and no job. But that's when Zion stepped in. Zion spent $300,000 on 30 days of salary for the workers. He had to make sure he was showing love, but he couldn't forget about his brother either, because he bought him a customized Jeep Wrangler that cost him around $40,000. I guess Zion gives out more than just high-flying dunks. Speaking about buying your mom a house, Kelly Oubre Jr. had to do it too. With his first $1 million, he went out and bought his mom a house. He bought it for $240,000 in New Orleans, moving her out of the inner city. And he didn't forget about his dad, buying a Mercedes-Benz S450 and paying for his apartment, spending around $50,000 just in rent. But of course, Oubre made sure to spoil himself too, buying a $250,000 Mercedes-Benz AMG G-Wagon. He also had to get it wrapped in matte black for an extra $6,000. However, that isn't the only Benz that he bought. He also got an all-black AMG GT GT coupe that he nicknamed the Bane-mobile. He's more of a fan of Bane than Batman, having a tattoo of the masked villain on his right arm. The Bane-mobile cost him around $140,000, but Oubre had to make sure he iced himself out too, spending $60,000 on jewelry alone. He bought diamond teeth in a grill for $8,000, a guitar chain for $1,500, 2 black diamond earrings for $13,000, and 2 chains for both of his dogs for about $7,000. Not to mention, he bought both of his dogs with his first million, spending $12,000 total on 2 mini French bulldogs. But at least they're cute. Now, at least Oubre had money going into the NBA drafts, unlike Gilbert Arenas. Arenas thought he was going to be drafted in the top 10. And when you're drafted that high, your first contract is gonna pay you millions. So he decided before the NBA draft to go out and drop $845,000. He bought a decked out Escalade with 5 TVs and 4 12-inch speakers. He also bought a chain that had his initials, GJA. But he was in for quite the surprise when the Warriors drafted him with the 31st overall pick. He spent his entire rookie contract in one day. And to save money, he would spend the night at Oracle Arena because he couldn't afford gas. Talk about ball is life. My man would sleep in the gym. But that's not the craziest thing in the NBA, because you have to see how legends spend their millions. Check it out right here.